Calvin goes feature-length in the Crocodile Hunter collision course.
And magic shoes make Little Bow Wow play like Mike.
Does that come standard? Actually, it came with a black dude, but he kept getting pulled over.
Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones are back in black and protecting the planet from a whole new batch of aliens in Men in Black 2. It's coming up later in the show, one of 6 new movies this week. I'm Richard Roeper.
And I'm Roger Ebert. Our first movie realizes the fantasies of just about every kid who has ever pulled on a pair of basketball shoes. It's called Like Mike, and it stars Little Bow Wow as an orphan named Calvin who gets a pair of used sneakers with the initials MJ written on the inside of the tongue. After he and the sneakers are struck by lightning, they give him magical power, and he learns how magical during a halftime shooting contest at a pro game. That's Morris Chestnut as the humiliated pro. Robert Forster plays the coach of the team, and he and orphanage director Crispin Glover can't believe that team PR director Eugene Levy actually thinks it would be a good idea to hire Calvin.
He's 4.5 feet tall.
I know. Can you imagine the press we're going to get? Look, Coach, I know attendance is in the crapper, okay, and I'm not averse to using the word gimmick. This is about making money.
But Calvin turns out to be a great basketball player and leads his team to the finals thanks to those sneakers.
Have Tracy feed the ball to Henderson. Henderson's going to feed the ball to Joe. Joe's going to pass back to Tracy as Henderson sets the pick. Tracy's going to take the shot.
I like it.
Like Mike follows a lot of the usual conventions of all sports movies, but it's fresh and it has a sense of humor. And Little Bow Wow does a good job of making Calvin likable, but not too cute. The basketball scenes can't be taken seriously, but of course they can't be taken seriously. That's not the idea. The idea is that with the right pair of shoes, you too can be like Mike. And a lot of kids have been waiting a long time for that message. Also, probably a lot of NBA stars.
Yeah, not since Flubber, you know, and I mean that in a good way. You know, I'm not so sure that Michael Jordan has to put MJ on his shoes since they're Air Jordans, but that's just a little quibble. This is a lot of fun, and Lil Bow Wow, now calling himself Bow Wow, is very charming. I mean, he carries this movie on his little shoulders, and he's great in the interaction with the real-life NBA stars. There's just enough of that. So this is a lot of fun, actually, from start to finish.
You know, I also like the way that Crispin Glover is the head of the orphanage.
Yeah. Okay.
Instead of just playing your usual Dickensian villain, is more of a kind of a genial con man, you know, who's kind of running the orphanage.
He's really funny in this.
It's a for-profit organization.
Yeah, it's really a nice little surprise. I'm going to move on to another movie that is a surprise, but not so nice. It's called the Powerpuff Girls movie. Yet another summertime release for the kiddies, though I'm told this franchise has its adult fans as well. I hope never to meet any of those people. Conceived as a student film and then turned into a Cartoon Network hit that has developed into a billion-dollar retailing Godzilla, the Powerpuff Girls are now poised to infiltrate feature films.
Some windows might be nice.
Yeah, I could see some windows. Right about here. I'll call a contractor tomorrow.
Obeying their creators' wishes to not use their superpowers in public, the Powerpuff Girls walk home and run into the big-brained mutant monkey known as Mojo Jojo.
You're not a monster. Monsters are evil. Yeah, and anybody who'd save us like you did is so not evil.
The Powerpuff Girls movie has its moments of subversive inspiration, as when the girls engage in a game of tag that results in mass destruction. And there are some funny bits that mimic Japanese monster movies. But there's something kind of creepy about the adult male professor who creates these little girls, and the miniature mayor with the pickle fetish, and his buxom assistant whose face is never seen. Not to mention the army of apes with their brains sticking out of their heads. This is one freaky and annoying little film.
You know, Richard, loathing would be too mild a term to describe my feelings for this movie.
Okay.
It is so unnutritious for kids. There is nothing in it. It's completely destructive, and especially after 9/11, when you see those scenes of the monster ripping off the side of the building and all the people are in their offices about to fall out, and then at one point the entire city is in flames. I mean, they have, these girls and their battle with Mojo have destroyed an entire city, and yet they have no personalities. You know, they're kind of like the Ninja Turtles and the Pokemon monsters. I mean, they're just little devices that have names and they're color-coded, and they race around tearing up everything in an orgy of senseless and violent destruction that has absolutely no redeeming value.
Yeah, it's a nasty, nasty little movie, and it's strange that it's become such a big hit, and people are buying all this merchandise. But I didn't worry about 9/11, but it is a kind of a mean-spirited.
The Powerpuff Girls, as far as I can tell, are essentially mindless violence crossed with marketing. That's all it is.
There you go.
Coming up later, Will Smith fights gooey aliens in Men in Black 2.
Hey, no biting!
And there are crocs and snakes and bird-eating spiders in the Crocodile Hunter collision course.
Don't try this at home.
Mr. Weissman, tell us about the film we're going to make.
It's a detective story. Murder in the middle of the night, a lot of guests for the weekend, everyone's a suspect.
A mixed bag of possible killers and victims arrive for an elegant country weekend in Robert Altman's Gosford Park. My thumbs-up video recommendation this week. The movie combines an Agatha Christie whodunit with sharp social commentary and a lot of rich humor. Altman introduces us to a large cast of guests and staff members at Gosford Park, where half of the characters upstairs and downstairs seem to have a motive for murdering the reprehensible and loathsome Sir William McCordle, played by Michael Gambon.
Brought you some coffee.
If I wanted coffee, I'd have rum for it. Leave that. Give me some whiskey.
Stealing more than her share of scenes is Oscar nominee Maggie Smith, playing an acid-tongued poor relation who depends on Sir William for her entire income.
Oh, they always send up a good breakfast here. I'll say that for Sylvia. She's not at all mean in that way. No, bought marmalade. To me, I call that very feeble.
Also nominated from Gosford Park was Helen Mirren as the housekeeper who broods over dark secrets from the past. We've been talking recently on this show about movies that seem to improve with repeated viewings, and Gosford Park is one of them. It's like a different experience to watch it the second time knowing what we know now.
Okay, also new on video, a couple of quirky winners that couldn't find an audience in theaters. Hilary Swank fights to reclaim her noble birthright in 18th century France in The Affair of the Necklace, a bawdy romp that features the twin pleasures of Jonathan Pryce and Christopher Walken hamming it up.
You are taken in by strangers, then cast aside. Always, you are on the outside looking in, longing for that which was taken from you.
And in a rumor of angels, Vanessa Redgrave isn't bashful about showing off her acting chops, as an eccentric old ladies have their story problems, but they're worth checking out for the gorgeous photography and the excellent performances.
You know, that's what DVD is for, when a movie doesn't have the muscle to make it in theaters, but people might like it anyway. Coming up later in the show, Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith return to keep the world safe from aliens in Men in Black 2.
See ya.
And coming up next, Steve Irwin keeps the reptile world safe from humans in the Crocodile Hunter collision course.
That crocodile nearly got me, Suey. Ooh. See the way when he flattens his neck out? That typical cobra neck flattening? What he's doing is he's saying, I'm venomous, I'm wild, and I'll bite you.
Animal Planet superstar Steve Irwin tangles with a giant snake, but warns us not to try it at home because, crikey, he's a professional. If you do this, you'll be eaten alive. The insanely brave and greatly entertaining Irwin brings his down-under charm to the Crocodile Hunter collision course, playing a barely fictionalized version of himself.
Oh! Hey! Hey, Terry, I got him. Hey. Oh.
Nice timing by the croc there, and that's Terry Irwin, Steve's wife, as Terry Irwin, Steve's wife. In collision course, the croc has accidentally swallowed a U.S. government spy satellite's black box. Steve thinks the agents tracking the croc are poachers, so he tries to move the beast to safer waters.
Okay, got it.
Very good. Oh. Picking me up. Go. Whoa. Hurry up, Ted. What are you doing?
Steve also has to deal with a gun-toting cattle rancher and a buxom double agent with the puffiest lips this side of Barbara Hershey in Beaches. These side trips are mildly amusing at best. But the Crocodile Hunter collision course exists because it's a star vehicle for Steve Irwin's antics And either you find his caffeinated persona charming or tiresome. I think he's a hoot, and I loved every crazy tango he danced with a poisonous spider or a hungry croc.
The amazing thing to me was that apparently he was really wrestling with those crocodiles in the river at night, and he's really there with his face 2 inches from the bird-eating spider, and then he's got this poisonous snake with enough venom to kill 50 people my size. Cranky, you know, and you keep waiting for him to be killed. I mean, the movie ends at 41 minutes, Steve Irwin is dead. That's what it's about. That's all it's about. The entire satellite plot is utterly disposable.
He's a unique character, and he's deserving of a movie. He's really funny.
And also, there's something kind of endearing about, he's trying to get the spider. He's got the little twig to look at those fangs. I'm going to show you that huge, huge. But then he keeps going like this because he's being eaten by flies.
Yeah, the flies bother him more than the 14-foot snake or the poisonous spider.
He preserves crocodiles, but not flies. Okay, our next film is Home Movie, a documentary about the strange, eccentric, and creative ways that 5 people have used to define the idea of personal space. The movie begins in Louisiana with Bill Tragle, who lives on a houseboat, and, hey, here's a print of Steve Irwin as he captures crocodiles for a living.
A houseboat without a deck is almost like pancakes without no syrup.
Then we meet Ben Scora of the Chicago suburbs, whose house is so wired it runs like a Rube Goldberg device.
Is everyone making an all-electronic house, and they got that like, oh yeah, boy, have we got a guy here. No, he's nuts,
Next stop, a missile silo in Nebraska, which Ed and Diana Padan have converted into a home so secure it could survive a nuclear attack.
This area under us right here would be the living room.
Francis Mooney and Bob Walker have remodeled their house for the convenience of their cats.
We have 140 feet of cat path that runs throughout the house here, and oftentimes we have cats overhead.
And in the rainforest of Hawaii, Linda Beach lives in a treehouse near her own private waterfall.
I have my water-gazing spot.
All of these people seem happier than your usual homeowner, even though the resale value of their properties may be uncertain. Home Movie was directed by Chris Smith, and you may remember his inspired documentary, American Movie, about a Wisconsin man whose dream was to direct horror movies no matter what. Smith seems fascinated by people who have tunnel vision when it comes to their own dreams, and the movie is kind of liberating for anyone whose interior decorator won't even let him have a lazy boy.
Yeah, I like this movie a lot. I like that Smith, he's not making fun of these people. No. He's not laughing at them. And you're right, they're happy in their own little universes. Now, I look at some of these situations and think, well, I don't want to ever go into that cat home. I would like to visit the guy in the Chicago suburbs who's got this sort of Jetsons version of a futuristic house. But in each case, he lets them share their joy with what they're doing with their homes. These people living underground here in this former, I mean, it's amazing.
I love the way that the people in the silo finally have to build a greenhouse on the surface so they can tell if the sun is coming out or not.
Yeah, they say, well, it's not too healthy all the time to be underground. So.
I think of all of them, the one I'd like to visit the most is Linda Beach in Hawaii with her waterfall. I'm not sure I want to visit the guy on the houseboat because he wades around in that water and there are crocodiles in there.
That is a good point. Okay, our next movie is Men in Black 2, the sequel to the big and juicy and oozingly cool hit from 1997. The 3 main forces behind the original MIB have returned. Director Barry Sonnenfeld steers us through this breezy thrill ride in a zippy 88 minutes, and charismatic co-stars Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones ease right back into the retro suits and the deadpan heroics. Smith is Agent J, the former rookie who's become almost nonchalant about his work.
Transit authority, people. Please move to the forward car. We got a bug in the electrical system. Yo, people, we got a bug in the electrical system. Oh, now y'all running.
You'll recall that at the end of the first Men in Black, Jones's Agent K was returned to civilian life, his agent memories wiped out. But now Agent J needs his old partner again.
You are a former agent of a top-secret organization that monitors extraterrestrials on Earth.
Hey, you're back. Hey, somebody said you were dead. You look good.
MTV creation Johnny Knoxville is a 2-headed alien, and Lara Flynn Boyle is a slithering villain named Serlina, who's searching for a powerful light that will allow her to rule the universe or save her people or something like that. It's not really as if plot matters here. The first Men in Black was a nifty surprise with a great premise. What if all those conspiracy theories were true? What if there really was a secret organization of men in black who policed the multitudes of aliens, good and bad, who dropped in on our planet?
Nice place.
Now, Men in Black 2 is the kind of sequel that really kind of just revisits the fun rather than building on it. There's a gag a minute, sometimes 2 gags a minute, and I laughed at just enough of them. Add to that the great chemistry between Smith and Jones and the always welcome presence of the magnetic Rosario Dawson, and I'm going thumbs up.
I can't vote thumbs up on this film, and I'll tell you why. It is just a recycled version of the first movie. They haven't really tried to add anything new. You know, we get the aliens, and they shoot them, and they turn into goo, and you wonder, how could these aliens come all the way through interplanetary space and then just stand there and let the MIB guys shoot them? I mean, surely they have some kind of resources, but apparently not, and also, each one looks different, so I don't understand what kind of, well, maybe they're shape shifters. Maybe
yeah,
that's
well, see, that's the kind of thing. I mean, you are right about that. I'm giving it a mild thumbs up, but I would have liked to see something else happen. Maybe the Men in Black should go to another planet and do some work there.
And why do aliens always want to blow up Earth in the first place? But there's one scene in the train locker that is utterly amazing. It looks like kind of a miniature Tyrolean village with a political rally going on involving misshapen microbes who are all chanting to the owner of the locker, and that is more alien than anything else in the movie.
Yeah, but it looked kind of cool.
You know, if they're going to make MIB3, I want it to start inside that locker.
Okay.
Coming up next, one of the strangest movies you'll ever see, Songs from the Second Floor. And looking at the next week's show, we'll review Tom Hanks and Paul Newman in Road to Perdition.
Who's got a hug for a lonely old man?
Visit our website, ebertandroeper.tv. Presented by the Walt Disney Collection.
Songs from the Second Floor is one of the most astonishing films I've ever seen, and like nothing I have ever seen. When I first saw it at the Cannes Film Festival, I was thunderstruck. It's a deadpan fantasy that takes place in a gray, forbidding cityscape where obsessed characters live almost in a daze. Apparently some kind of off-screen disaster has left them emotionally frozen, and they struggle helplessly to continue their lives. A magician, for example, carries on with his act. The city is paralyzed by an endless traffic jam.
Du måste tro mig. Jag sitter fast. Jag har inte kommit mer än några 100 meter på 4 timmar.
And to assuage some unimaginable deity, a young model citizen is sacrificed. Songs from the Second Floor doesn't have any kind of conventional story to tell, but simply wants to record the city in the grip of an apocalyptic meltdown. The hero, if there can be said to be one, is played by Lars Nord as a man traumatized by the fragmenting of his family and by the fire that destroyed his business. A fire, he casually observes, that he set himself. The director of Songs from the Second Floor is Roy Anderson, and this is only his second feature in 25 years. He's not fast, but he sure is original.
Yeah, this is wild, surreal stuff, but brilliant. And, you know, the camera just kind of sits there and lets you look at this, and it's like you're going from one room to the next, and none of them have any relation to the other. It is apocalyptic. It's also sort of like a visit into purgatory. These people are sort of repeating things over and over with no progress and realizing their fate. The one guy, he's being haunted by somebody. He owed money to this guy, and the guy's dead, and now the guy's back, and he's like, well, you're dead. How am I going to pay you back? So there's also some laughs in here, and it's definitely like nothing else that's playing.
I like the reference to purgatory because there are people who are just stuck.
Yeah.
They're just stuck somewhere. Nothing is happening. They're not happy. They're not sad. They just don't know what to do next.
They're resigned to it.
And the movie just creates a mood that is really creepy. You know, you can't walk out afterwards and talk about what it meant or what the message was. It's just all there.
Yeah, you just experience it. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, recapping this week's movies, 2 thumbs up for Like Mike, but 2 thumbs way down for the Powerpuff Girls movie. 2 thumbs up for the Crocodile Hunter Collision Course. It opens next week. 2 thumbs up for Home Movie. We split on Men in Black 2, but 2 thumbs up for Songs from the Second Floor.
Remember, you can hear all our recent reviews at ebertandroeper.tv and read us in print at suntimes.com. Next week, we'll be back with Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale battling flame-breathing dragons in Reign of Fire. And until then, the balcony is closed.
You know, Men in Black 2 might be a retread of the first one, but I still say it's worth seeing. The stars are great in this.
Well, you know, Smith and Jones have nice chemistry. Rosario Dawson, Laura Flynn Boyle, I don't have any problem with the performances, but they're in the same movie.
And they kind of went, let's just be safe.
Tylenol arthritis pain. Just 2 caplets in the morning have the strength to take you right through your day.
You can't beat the taste of a Quiznos oven-toasted sub made with the finest meats and cheeses. Try one today.
Toasty.
What do you love about AOL?
AOL has kept me in contact with all my friends, my family. You've got mail.
Everything I need, all in one place. America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
Zenadrin is #1 because it really works. Millions of people use Zenadrin because it's clinically proven to help reduce body fat, even without strict dieting.
Closed captioning for Ebert and Roeper is brought to you by
the Conair Bath Spa with powerful dual water jets. It revives you, it relieves sore muscles, it pampers you all over. Experience